On November 13, 1974, Long Island police received a frantic call. Ronald DeFeo Jr., just 23 years old, claimed his parents had been shot inside their home at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York. When officers arrived, they found a crime scene that stunned even seasoned detectives. In total, 6 bodies: DeFeo's parents, Ronald Sr. and Louise, and his 4 siblings, Don, Allison, Mark, and John Matthew. Each had been shot in their beds with a .35 caliber Marlin rifle. What unsettled investigators most was the uniformity. Every victim lay face down, as if deliberately positioned. There were no signs of struggle. Neighbors responded hearing no gunshots, despite the rifle having no silencer. The only sounds that night, they said, were the family dog barking. DeFeo was taken in for questioning. At first, he claimed the murders were the work of a mob hitman, but inconsistencies in his story unraveled quickly. Within days, DeFeo confessed. He had killed his entire family. When asked why, he spoke of hearing voices that ordered him to commit the murders. At trial, his defense argued insanity. Prosecutors countered with cold-blooded motive, a violent young man tired of family conflict. The jury agreed, convicting DeFeo on 6 counts of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 6 consecutive life terms. But something about Amityville lingered. The unanswered questions: why the victims never stirred, why no neighbors heard the rifle blasts, and what DeFeo meant when he said the house itself whispered commands. The violence left a stain on the home, and its story was just beginning. A little over a year later, in December 1975, George and Kathy Lutz purchased the house for just $80,000, far below market value. The couple knew what had happened there, but the price seemed too good to pass up. With their 3 children, they moved in, hoping to build a new life. The Lutzes even brought in a Catholic priest to bless the home before settling in. According to later accounts, the priest reported hearing a deep, commanding voice ordering him to get out. He fled the home, shaken, and warned the family to be careful. From the start, George claimed to feel something oppressive in the house. He described being unable to get warm, no matter how many fires he lit. Night after night, he woke up at exactly 3:15 a.m., the supposed time Ronald DeFeo carried out the murders. Kathy experienced her own terrors. She said she felt phantom embraces, invisible hands touching her. At one point, she claimed to have seen a demonic face staring back at her in the mirror. Their young daughter, Missy, soon spoke of an imaginary friend she called Jody. According to Missy, Jody was a pig-like creature with glowing red eyes. George said he once saw those eyes shining from outside her window. The family tried to push forward, but the sense of dread inside 112 Ocean Avenue only grew stronger. What began as subtle unease was quickly escalating into something nightmarish. The longer the Lutzes stayed, the more disturbing the events became. George described finding strange black stains that seeped from the toilet bowls and a sticky green slime that oozed from the walls. Kathy claimed she levitated off her bed one night, screaming in terror. George reported waking to see her face transform into that of an old withered woman, only to return to normal moments later. The house seemed alive. Windows slammed shut with invisible force. Crucifixes twisted upside down. The family dog refused to enter certain rooms, barking and growling at empty corners. Strange odors, sulfur, decay, rot, filled the air without warning. George claimed he heard chanting from the basement in a language he couldn't identify. On one occasion, he said he saw glowing red eyes peering from the fireplace. News of the disturbances reached renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. They held a seance in the home and it concluded the house was infested with a dark, inhuman spirit. A photograph taken during the investigation allegedly showed the ghostly figure of a young boy peeking from a doorway. A child no one remembered being in the house. For the Lutz family, each day was a battle against something unseen. After only 28 days, they fled the home in the middle of the night, leaving nearly everything behind. The Lutz story exploded in the media. Journalists descended on Amityville, and soon after, the best-selling book, The Amityville Horror, spread their tale worldwide. Films followed, cementing the house's reputation as one of the most infamous haunted homes in history. But with fame came doubt. Skeptics argue the Lutz family fabricated or exaggerated their experiences for profit. Some pointed to inconsistencies in their timelines and contradictions in their retellings. Even William Weber, DeFeo's defense attorney, later claimed he helped the Lutzes brainstorm parts of the story over bottles of wine. Still, others insist the experiences were real. Ed and Lorraine Warren never wavered in their belief that Amityville was truly haunted, and that chilling photograph of the ghost boy remains one of the most debated paranormal images to this day. What makes Amityville endure is not just the murders or even the hauntings, but the unease that lingers around the house itself. New owners report little more than curious onlookers, yet the legend lives on. Was it a hoax? A psychological response to living in a house soaked with tragedy? Or was it something darker? A force that claimed 6 lives and scarred a family in just 28 days. This is Joshua Tree Encounters. The story of Amityville remains unsolved and perhaps unforgettable.